Family meal. It's something that a lot of restaurants do, family meal, staff meal. We feed each other. That's kind of an important thing here. We can't all just eat all this expensive barbecue all the time. That would mess up our pars. That would be expensive. And we would have like other waste products that we didn't know what to do with. So a lot of restaurants, they'll take, you know, rice or pasta or bread or something that's pretty inexpensive, mix it with something that they have kind of like lying around, and do culinary magic and create something delicious. That's exactly what we're doing here. That's exactly what we do every day. You know, in the food truck, we were separated. We were, you know, like 3 people, 4 people maximum at the food truck. There's not extra food there to cook to serve us family meal. Plus we would get tacos or Tommy Want Wingy or whatever. And then there's people working at the commissary. We did a little bit of family meal stuff at the commissary when we were there on like Tuesdays. That's how we kind of came up with the chopped cheese. But now that we're here in the restaurant, it was important for us, it was important for me, I think, to start family meal, to start for the kitchen, to be feeding the rest of the staff every day. It's something exciting, it's something familial for when the entire staff can come together and kind of share a meal and kind of like sit down and just share that moment before or after service. We always do it in between lunch service and dinner service, so the morning people can get some, the nighttime people can get some. The kitchen staff loves cooking family meal. I like doing it. Matthew always makes something really, really good. Cole always makes something really, really good. It's also a chance to flex a little bit and to do something fun. G a couple weeks ago made okonomiyaki, which is like crazy. I didn't even ever think that he had it in it, but he did it. But the requirements on family meal, it's got to be cheap. It's got to be really, really good. That's Sawyer's requirement. It has to be really good. And it has to be able to put together pretty quickly with stuff that we already have in-house. So our wonderful line cook, Rob, who helped us out making sure the onion rings come out exactly perfect every single time. He was the one who kind of told us to put a little bit of the extra flour mix in the onion ring batter, made it stick really well, made them what they are today. He's making some chicken tikka masala. He's also making some curried rice, and it's gonna be delicious. Let's go check it out.
So, today at LeRoy and Lewis, we're gonna be making family meal. Today, I plan on making tikka masala, curried rice with our miso glazed carrots and burnt end cauliflower. So let's get started. First thing I'm gonna work on is getting a tomato puree going for the masala. So just gonna chunk these tomatoes up. Family meal is just meal for the shift, for the crew. That way they don't have to worry about eating or like ordering food. Just something we could provide for everyone. That way they can have a good shift. Also use up some leftover stock that we have that we can't sell. So might as well eat it instead of sending it to go to waste. So we got our tomatoes chopped up. Now we're just gonna cook these, reduce them down, and make a puree. Just gonna let these cook down for a while, release the natural moisture in the tomatoes, then gonna blend them up.
Did you cook at an Indian restaurant?
No, tikka masala is just probably one of my favorite meals, one of my signature dishes. I love cooking it. It's really good.
How are you typically able to like prepare a family meal while also cooking food?
Sometimes it's really hard because we're really busy. Sometimes it's not busy, so it's really easy, and that's all I get to focus on. So today is one of those days where this is what I get to focus on and make it really good.
Has anything from family ever ended up on the menu?
Cheese, like the original family meal. We didn't really have family meal before Matthew Bromley started working here. So it was always just like a few of us, like either like one of us or 2 of us. And then like when Matthew Bromley started, the prep team really grew. We like had an actual prep team, and we were there on Mondays. There was almost always like a few leftover burgers. So he just started taking the burgers and chopping them up. And the first week he chopped them up, threw them in hot dog buns, and like put some onions on there, and then a little bit of mayo in there, and wrapped them in foil. And that was the first chopped cheese I ever had, and I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever eaten. And then we made them like basically every Monday for the next like year and a half. And so when we had the first meeting of like, hey, what do we want to put on the menu at the restaurant? I was like, chopped cheese, for sure. And that's how we did it. That's also the history of family meal. Yeah, family meal before Matthew Bromley was just me and Brad seasoning Fritos. Turns out, if you make your own barbecue rub and then re-season the Fritos, pretty good.
So just stirring these occasionally, just make sure they don't burn. The seasoning for tikka masala is a garam masala. I made my own. It's pretty much cumin, coriander, some allspice, garlic, onion powder. It's got like an earthy smell, earthy flavor. Gonna let this go for maybe 5 more minutes. They're nice, getting nice and soft. Then we're gonna blend them up. All right, so tomatoes are nice and soft. Gonna give them a good old blend. Or not.
If I remember to turn it on.
First, you gotta hit the on switch. Hey, here's our tomato puree. So these are our miso glazed carrots. One of the things that I'm putting in our curried rice today. If I'm doing rice, I'll usually throw the carrots in there, just some extra veggies, so that way it's not just meat. Here we have our cauliflower burnt ends. I'm gonna throw some of that in the rice. Am I tripping? Okie dokie artichoke. All right, who's messing with me?
I have no idea.
Who's messing with me? Where did my carrots and cauliflower go? Cole? Cole?
I didn't do it.
Jake? Jackson?
Jake?
Jake? Jackson?
Big Jake.
You fuckers. We got our carrots and cauli cut up. Now we're gonna start making our rice. I'm just using white rice. Normally it's basmati, but we don't have basmati. So it's gonna be curried rice. Pretty much just rice, the carrots, cauliflower, chicken stock, curry powder, coriander, cumin, paprika, cayenne, salt, pepper. Start this rice. Gonna get a little oil in the pot, a little butter. Cook that down, let it get all nice and melt like. We're getting our pot all nice and hot, melted oil, butter. Gonna add some ginger, some garlic, and just saute that up. How does that smell, Jake?
Smells very fragrant. Smells lovely. Do you find it easier to use like day-old rice with this kind of thing?
This I would do fresh. If I was doing like fried rice, I would do the day-old rice. I found that's a lot easier just because you don't have to cook it and then fry it. But if I'm doing like a rice dish, I like to cook the rice. Now we're gonna add white onion and just saute all that together. Get a nice caramelization on those onions. I love ginger. I probably made tikka masala for the first time during COVID. Went on a big MasterChef kick and got really inspired to do a lot of at-home cooking. I've always loved Indian food. Don't have a lot of places around here, so I wanted to make my own dish. And it turned out really good. And ever since then, it's probably one of my signature ones that I love making for other people. It's got loads of flavor. Now that these are nice and toasty, gonna add my cauliflower and carrots. This doesn't have to cook for too long like this since our carrots and cauliflower are already cooked. Just giving them a nice toast. All right, now it's time to add the rice. Give it a good stir. Make sure the rice gets all coated and veggies are distributed pretty evenly. Now I'm gonna add my spice blend that I made. We got curry powder, cumin, coriander, a little chili powder, salt, pepper. So then once that's all mixed up, we got a pot of chicken stock going right here. We're gonna fill this up till all the rice is covered. Now rice is all covered, put it back on the heat. Gonna let it come to a boil and then cover it and let it simmer. Once it starts boiling, when you reduce the temperature, 15 minutes. Don't peek though, leave the lid on. I know you wanna peek, don't do it. So rice is starting to boil. Gonna get it really rolling, then lower the heat, let it sit.
Pulling chicken?
Pulling chicken. This chicken is raw! Gonna take a look at our rice. It is done. Curried rice with onions, carrots, cauliflower. Oh, that smells so good.
I should have opened up the floodgates too.
Oh! That didn't just happen. Me. Just making a mess over here.
You happy with that?
Oh, I'm really happy with that. Not the mess though. Leave that out. Don't put that in.
Oh my god. High school, everyone would go, ooh.
I know. You're in trouble.
You're in trouble.
So today for family meal, we're doing grilled cheese sandwiches. So now that our rice is done, we're gonna work on the masala. We'll start by getting the pot hot again. Oil, butter, caramelized onions, garlic, and ginger again. So we're getting some nice color on these onions and ginger. Gonna get them all nice and golden brown like. All right, now that these are all nice and toasty, got a nice color going on them, I'm gonna add the garlic, add a little paprika. All right, so we got our onions, ginger, garlic, paprika in there. It's all nice and sauteed. Now I'm gonna add my garam masala. Let that toast for about 2 minutes. Ooh, nice and fragrant. All right, so now that our spices are nice and toasty, gonna add our puree. And we're gonna do equal parts water. So I have about a quart of puree, so I'm gonna do about a quart of water. Just mix that all up, and then we're gonna let that reduce down. Tikka masala. Just gonna let this come to a boil. Cover it, let it simmer for 15 minutes afterwards. So, this has been simmering for about 15 minutes, reduced a little. Now we're gonna send it through the blender, just get all those onions, garlic, ginger all finely blended into the sauce. Oh yeah. Look at that nice creamy texture. So this is gonna be the base. Now we add our cream to it to thicken it up. Found it! I got scared, I couldn't find it for a second. So we're gonna add a little bit more butter, heavy cream, a little sugar, sweeten it up a little bit. Gonna let that butter melt down, and we'll add the chicken to it and let it simmer. Need salt, a little bit more garam masala. Now we wait for it to thicken. A little taste test. Too hot? Not too hot. Yeah?
It's good.
I wasn't convinced by that.
I know, I feel like it needs like spicy.
The curried rice is spicy, so
Oh, okay. Did I add spice to it?
yeah.
I was just trying to think of how to say it, but kindly, you know? Like, what does it need?
Sucks!
This is a white people spice.
Needs spice.
The curried rice is spicy, okay? Slave for hours over this and they don't appreciate it.
Now you should be throwing crazy spice in there. Ruin some days. Get some of that Diablo sauce in there.
Oh, my Diablo sauce. That was spicy. So now that this is thickened up a little bit, everything's incorporated pretty well, I'm gonna add the chicken, just let it simmer until everyone's ready to eat. So we just finished our family meal of tikka masala curried rice, just letting it simmer a little bit. Everyone gets here about 3 and it'll be ready for service. Woo! That smells delicious.
That's what it's all about right here. Sometimes you're not even hungry, you just need to eat the family meal. That's beautiful. Oh yeah. Chicken and rice, foundation for any good staff meal. It's always customary also to eat family meal like standing up or over a trash can or something. This is exactly what I needed.
That's your family meal? What do you think?
It's amazing. Very good.
Yes.
That's the reaction I was looking for.
What'd you think?
Tastes like
Great, dude. Thank you.
smells great.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Very, very delicious. Creamy,
Good.
nice, tender. The rice is really good. Yeah, it's my first time, so I really enjoy it. We'll try it again for sure.
Ready for the shift?
Always.
Yeah.
Nice hot day.
I came to work. You can let me know what you need.
It's all good, I can't stop eating it.
It's like a whole chicken thigh right there.
One bite wonder.
Is there enough heat in there for you?
It could be hotter, but we have a lot of people who can't handle the heat. It could be spicier. I'll add some jalapenos or something. It's delicious. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Delicious.
You're happy with it?
Oh yeah.
Like everyone else has been happy with it.
Oh yeah. Very flavorful.